Eternity. This card had, or this deck, sorry, not this card. This deck has a lot of parallels to some of the other green-black mid-range decks in the format, but a one card people often ask me for my opinion on is this one, Vraska Golgari Queen. And I think this card is pretty mediocre in a lot of green-black decks, except when you're able to build around her in a way that you have these extra cards lying around that you don't mind throwing away. So like this card's a 1/1 that draws a card when it comes into play, so it's already replaced itself. So you don't mind binning it to draw another card. And then we have these Journey to Eternities in here as well, so we can ideally, in a perfect world, curve 2, 3, Vraska, bin the 2, flip the Journey. So this deck felt very reasonable last time we were playing it. This was originally a viewer-submitted deck list that we kind of played through and tuned to get to this point here that we're playing today. So this was a deck that this is the deck list that we were at when we finished last time we were playing this. This is one of the many deck lists that you can find on my website. Yeah, I think 4 is fine. She's a card that generally demands the opponent take it out of play. This might be a little greedy to keep on the play, but I've got like an Explorer creature and some draws, so maybe we could find some black mana. And like if I find the first black mana, Dusk Legion Zealots can help me find the second, hopefully. Yeah, right, Dennis? It's very poorly designed. Just doesn't create interesting or fun games. G-Goat, checking out the Harry's incentive. We're up to 96 conversions. If 4 more people use the Harry's code, I'm gonna clean shave my face using my wonderful Harry's razor. Goodbye. Ew. Perfect. So that was a fantastic draw into a fantastic hit, and next year we'll get to go Legion plus Branchwalker. So they're holding up what's likely a removal spell here, so I don't want to jam Journey of Eternity into a removal spell because they'll kill the creature I'm trying to enchant in response, most likely. I'm gonna leave that right there. That'll probably dig us to another black source. So there's a good chance that our opponent is playing a Ritual of Soot deck, so I probably want to play around that to the best of my ability. Disinformation campaign. I think I'm binning Doom Whisperer here because there's a good chance that my opponent also has what's it called in their deck, that they have Nicol Bolas, and I'd rather not get Nicol Bolas. So now if they have Ritual of Soot next turn, they're still going to be in trouble because my Jadelight Ranger is going to come back into play and my Journey's going to flip. Deal. This makes mana of any color too. Yes, it does. So this takes 5 to activate those, so I can't quite activate that yet. I guess I just do this. If they don't have a Field of Ruin, this Cave alone should probably bury their control deck. Sure. Go ahead and bin this Golgari Findbroker so I can leave Chupacabra up as a removal spell in case they try and put a blocker into play here. That was a sweet curve out for us. Just like got swept on turn 4 and just like shrugged and didn't care. This is definitely a Carnage T matchup. Find is fine here for grinding out card advantage. I think I want to cut Llanowar Elves in this matchup. I guess I bin them to go to Vraska, so maybe not. What do I want to trim here? Is it Chupacabra? Chupacabra might be the cut. I think I'd rather keep trophies than Chupacabra in my deck. And honestly, this last trophy might even be better than these Plaguecrafters. I don't think I want Duress in this matchup. Generally speaking, I prefer to bring in Duress against counterspell-based control decks, whereas the blue block deck tends to be more of a discard-based control deck. Yeah, Bronte might be better than one Plaguecrafter. I don't hate that. Let's do this. Hey, Kyles. Yes, you did. 97. That sounds great. It's like dork into big dork, another thing. What is Harry's? Harry's is a razor company that sponsors my content. You'll see them scrolling on the corner, banner in the corner. And I have a discount code for them that gets you $5 off their starter kit. Comes with a razor handle and some blades and some shave cream. It's like as little as $3 shipped. Well, this is quite fantastic for us. I'm just gonna slam this Journey to Eternity here. You gotta put some capitalization in there, Kyle. You gotta get on that capitalization ball. So, Vraska's Contempt is the card that punishes us here. That would allow them to exile my Seekers Squire and not flip my Journey, but outside of Contempt, we should be in a pretty good spot here. Oh! Open mouth, insert foot. I am happy to draw that one. Is it worth it for someone with a decent mono collection to jump ship to Magic Arena? What something is worth is a very individualized characteristic. Something that's worthwhile to me or you might not be worthwhile to someone else. If you're someone who wants to play a Magic video game and is interested in playing Draft and Standard specifically, I think Arena's a Magic video game. I enjoy playing video games and I enjoy playing Magic, and two great flavors that taste good together is Magic Arena. What do you think is wrong with Fae in the current meta? Well, Modern doesn't have a metagame. In general, Fairies just isn't quite proactive enough, I don't think. That's one of its big issues. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plus her here and not do anything, because obviously I don't want to, obviously I don't want to not have my 6th land for my Carnage next turn. They have Eldest Reborn here. We could be in a little bit of trouble, perhaps. But outside of Eldest Reborn, we should be in a pretty good spot. That's annoying. Not the end of the world, but annoying. They need to also have an answer to my Vraska to end the game here. Always float mana before you kill your land. Probably Scryfall if I had to venture a guess. Scryfall usually has high rate images for most things. Is my choice for the Invitational set for both formats? It is. I'm just playing Green-Black Elves and Blue-Black Pirates. I'm not taking the Invitational particularly seriously. It's gonna play 2 decks that I enjoy playing. It's the best way to play Magic. Just play decks that you like. This might be greedy. I'm gonna draw like a 5-mana spell and hate myself. Or we could draw a land and play this Merfolk Branchwalker like a professional. Would have been that. It's probably worse than some of my other bombs I could draw. Hey, Mago, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Blood Operative, sure. How come Elves is your linear kill 'em fast deck of choice? Elves, to me, feels like it's the fantastic mixture of consistency and aggression. it just like hits this really sweet spot in my experience that a lot of modern decks can't. It's like slower than some of the other linear decks, but it just does the same thing almost every game so consistently. Last month, it seems all the virtual CCG hotness was about Arena. Do you think Artifact is stealing some of its Thunder Knuckle? I have no idea. I don't have any data to back up any thoughts about that, so I don't like to just like make random things up. Where can my deck list be found? You can find my deck list on my website, jeffhoagland.com. You can also find them on my Stream Decker page. Lots of fantastic data available. I am gonna go ahead and sacrifice this land here, I think. Oh, you know what? I should Surveil before I do this, probably. Whatever. No, I think that would probably just be worse than normal hardened scales. Black Knight. I don't think that. The Explorer creatures just aren't. They're not good enough for modern. They're not efficient enough. Another thing to think about too is that, like, you know, there are a number of big streamers that were like Day9 and Savits, I think, are the only people that were regularly doing some Arena that weren't sponsored. Like, a lot of the bigger Arena streams were sponsored streams, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sponsored streams are great for promoting a good product, like getting in front of more audience, but, you know. Nox is still doing Arena, though. So Nox is still doing Arena. So, like, Savits and Day9 have, like, taken a hot second off from Arena to do Artifact content. And, like, I don't think either of them are going to stop playing Magic Arena altogether, but for the time being, they're replacing what would otherwise be Arena content with some Artifact stuff. So I don't really think that Arena's really changed a whole lot, or Artifact has changed that much, really. That felt really good. This build feels incredibly trim. It's probably bad against other green-black decks, but against a control deck there, I really liked what we had going on. RDU had sponsored in his stream title, though, so you need to look. So if they're sponsoring the stream title, people are generally getting paid to stream it. It's the people who are dipping in without that hashtag ad or hashtag sponsor in their stream that are, like, you know, gonna come back and do it again. And, like, sometimes sponsored streams turn into non-sponsored streams, which is why they're good, but this isn't exciting, but I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm still working on the sideboard that I'm gonna play at the Invitational, but I like the main deck that's listed on my website a lot. Yeah, they recently, so this was actually really smart on Wizards of the Coast part. They put Arena back on Twitch's bounty board this week when Artifact was going out of NDA, so that way it would encourage more people to come in and stream it that otherwise might not. In most countries, you are legally required to list if you're being paid to promote a product on social media or Twitch, so people are honest about that because they don't want to go to prison. Favorite standard super friends, definitely the Sultai friends list on my website. What's the bounty board? It's basically a bulletin board on Twitch that partners have access to that says, hey, you can get paid to do these things by these companies. So, like, that Wendy sponsorship that, man, what's a spell? That Wendy sponsorship that we did on stream, when I've done Arena sponsored segments, that's all through the bounty board. I'm probably gonna concede this game because we're pretty unlikely to win and just, like, get to board with them not knowing what green-black deck I am. Because there's a lot of variation in green-black decks, so just, like, seeing green-black lands probably doesn't give them a ton of doesn't give them perfect information as opposed to they could have if I keep playing. Please remember, if you want to tell me I'm wrong about something, especially something like Elves, where I've logged dozens of hours playing it, you gotta tell me why you're gonna get timed out in my chat. If you don't tell me why, you're just telling me I'm wrong, and that's not appreciated. I'm always willing to learn, but I'm not willing to get crapped on. All right, what am I doing here? What am I doing? So, Findbroker might not even actually be that good in this matchup. It's kind of slow and clunky. Do I want Plaguecrafter? Maybe I don't want all the trophies. What am I cutting? Seekers Squire is one of my more mediocre cards. Maybe it is the Plaguecrafters. I don't want too many reactive things, and, like, trophy plus Duress is probably enough reactive. I think this is good. That sounds great. You can read, so I write magic articles almost every week on Cool Stuff Inc. I wrote a full primer on elves recently that addresses the questions that people have popping up in chat here, talking about why I prefer green-black elves and why I don't think you need white cards, and all these other things about cards you could and should play, in my opinion. And you can read all of them on my article, rather than having me repeat what I've already written down here. Rude. Millennials don't like to read. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do I just jam Doom Whisperer here? I feel like I want to just keep jamming things and eventually something's gonna stick, right? Like, I have so many things that I can continue jamming that, like, one of these things is gonna work eventually. Something powerful and aggressive is generally good for best of one. Aggressive decks tend to be the ones that get worse post-sideboard, whereas control decks tend to be the things that get better.
Let's skip to the good part.
I think the Celestial Colonnade decks are some of the worst decks that people consistently play in Modern. I think the power level of what they're doing just isn't quite there. Hopefully this lets us sneak Vraska in. Well, that's quite the hand. I'm gonna take the Chemist's Insight, even though they can jump it back later, because I would prefer.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy.
He's dead, Jim.
Everyone is expendable. Except
We're probably dead here. If the deck in the queue does not get played before new sets rotated out, does that person get to submit another deck? Well, rotation's not happening till October, so rotation's not happening for a very long time. So new set release does not mean rotation. I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this game in. We're pretty unlikely to win. We've got 2 blanks here since they've got a bunch of removal spells in their hand. Let's move right along. Godok Tegan Standard? Why? Asking, is the Sultai deck, I just clicked no, whoops. Asking, is the Sultai deck we played before just better than this one? Is like asking the question, is cheesecake better than these brownies? They're just different. They're both great in different ways, but they don't have a direct functional comparison to one another. So if the top card of my deck is a land, I just like my misclick's gonna cost me this game. All right, we're bricking on the land anyways, didn't matter. Am I having an evening stream today? No, I'm just going straight through, Time Lord. So because of the holiday, Jake's off at school, so I didn't have to stop at 3 o'clock today. So I've been live for 7.5 hours, and I plan to be live for another 3 or 4 hours here tonight. I'm gonna lead on just Jam Vraska since I've got multiples. Should I have hammered Journey since they were tapped out? No, I don't think so. Which one is cheesecake and which one is brownies? Asking the real questions.
Oh, you'll have to try harder than that.
Nope, I do not play limited on this channel. There are a ton of really great content producers that play a ton of great limited. I am not one of them. This is a constructed channel first and foremost. Unless someone pays me some very large sum of money, we don't dive into limited on this channel. I don't play limited. The reason why I don't stream it is because I don't enjoy playing it. Yeah, I got paid a lot of money to play that cube draft. Money trumps all. People that pay my bills ultimately dictate what we play. Punished for my attack there. So if I would have played that pre-combat, I could have played around that syncopate. It's a pretty big mistake. I'm actually not old enough to run for president in 2020. I know I've got the angry old man thing down, but I'm actually not. I'm not actually an angry old man. I just play one on television. I don't think there is a compelling reason to not play white cards. $35. I'm 27. My age isn't some big secret. I'm a 90s kid.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Control matchup might be bad, chap. Control matchup might not be ideal for this one. It's a little rough. Let's run it. Yeah, I did everything young. I finished my master's at 21. I was married at 20. God, how long have I been married for? Jake plus 1 is Jake's 4, so 5. Got married at 22. They all blur together, chat. Apparently there's a sale on bits going on through Monday. Happy Thanksgiving, Jeff. Hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you, extras. I appreciate the support. Seems sweet. Seems good enough. Might not apply enough pressure. I mean, if Journey's not playable in this matchup, it's just not playable. Excuse me, it's just not playable at all. Journey's very good in these grindy matchups when we get it to flip. You start undergrad at 16. I didn't do any kind of accelerated program. I just started undergrad when I was young. Hey, Lilibad, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Going on, Captain Rehab? Yeah, I'll be live. I'm actually gonna be live most of tomorrow. So I'm gonna take most of Friday off, I think, and then be live tomorrow evening. Or tomorrow during the day. All right, well, that bodes well for us. Let's go ahead and attack here. Before anybody says it, you can't trophy your own card. Repeat after me, chat. You can't trophy your own card. The sound effects are really well done in Arena. I like them a lot. That felt really bad. That felt really incredibly bad. We're gonna take a hot second and see if that Esper player can compare into something else. Do I want to try and change anything to maybe make that better? This Carnage Tyrant's probably better than a fine Finality in the board. I don't think, yeah. Let's take a moment. Yeah, grad programs are quick. After you do like, you know, 120 hours of undergrad in the United States, like doing a grad program, it's like 35 or 40 hours or something like that. I forget how many. It's some small amount of hours. And I did it in 3 semesters, 4 semesters. I think it was like 4 semesters. Is my website down? My website appears to be working just fine. Can I keep this? Like, doesn't do anything. This is your first and only warning. Do not use the word retarded in a derogatory fashion in my channel. You'll be permanently banned the next time you do it. Enjoy your 10-minute break. I have enough live hits. This is fine. Like, lands are good hits, and like 2-mana cards are good hits. 1-mana cards are good hits. If I knew they were playing something aggressive, I would probably mulligan, but like I don't know what they're playing, so I think this is a fine keep in the dark. It's close. I wouldn't fault anyone for mulliganing this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and risk it. We've got a lot of like lands and 2-mana spells like make up a significant portion of our deck, so we're pretty likely to hit here. We died to Esper Control twice, and we beat something. I don't remember what we beat before we played Esper Control, but we died to Esper Control twice. Oh, we beat a Grixis deck, right? All right, well, we're gonna get to curve out here. Being on the draw, we're gonna get to curve out starting at 3, so. Is there any reason to play a swamp over the cemetery? It really just doesn't matter. It's pretty negligible either way. We're gonna play a lord here, just Legion Landing, okay. It's better than a lord for us to set the bar low. Their curve ends, our curve begins, right? Where were you last turn, Branchwalker? Where were you when your people needed you? These things are gonna start flying soon and we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. We're gonna top that so that way next turn we can go 2 mana, 2-drop, 2-drop. I am snapping off this trade. They could have made a token and given these flying here. I wonder if they have the give your cards +1/+1 card. Yeah, I agree, Lighthammer. Actually, the bigger metric to look at is when Pro Tour teams show up to the Pro Tour on different decks that they chose based on personal preference. That's usually my sign that the format's got a lot going on in it, which is what happened at this PT. But yeah, when all the good players can't agree on what's best, usually the format's got a lot going on. This stupid thing pumping out 1/1s is very annoying. We have to take 3 here down to 5, and then I can play Doom Whisper and take 2 next turn. It's a shame this wasn't a 3/2. Oh, am I dead? Yeah, we're dead. Good game, opponent. Any way to tell which cards have been revealed to your opponent? There is not an indicator of that in your hand. That would be a nice addition to have, I think. I do not want Plaguecrafter in this matchup. Definitely want Wild Growth Walker. Would love another Assassin's Trophy. Thrashing Brontodon's probably just good as like a 3/4, honestly. I'm gonna trim a couple of Findbrokers. I'm gonna trim a Vraska. Other cheaper cards I want to get rid of. Honestly, maybe Doom Whisperer altogether just isn't good enough. Although it does like close the game out, which is nice. Give this a try. It does kill history, that's true. The distinct lack of heads in Arena. I mean, you just answered your own question, Death Apparatus. Does the small creature decks are weak against sweepers? And if you don't have sweepers, you're generally gonna have a bad time against these tiny white creature decks. Well, I don't know if that's strictly true. Like, if we could just like have a curve of our own. Like, we even said when we kept our hand in that first game, like, this hand isn't great. This hand isn't great against an aggressive deck, and if I know I'm playing against an aggressive deck, I wouldn't keep it. But you keep hands in the dark, and that's just how it goes. Yeah, this card is very good in this matchup. Like, I'm about to play this Jadelight Ranger and gain 6 here and like have a giant thing. Like, it's also just like a 1/3 to start that just like brick walls them. Like, this game's about to be night and day because I'm just gonna go like 2/3. Even just having a 2-drop on 2 is like a big deal. I love when my Divination gains me 6 health and comes with a 2/1. You're such a good little Divination, Jadelight Ranger. You need to read the deck list. You need to read that link. That link details how to submit a deck. All right, so I'm just gonna hold on to this trophy for now, and I'm just gonna play another Jadelight Ranger and make this Wild Growth Walker even bigger. That could just stay right there. I'm gonna trigger Explore again next turn. Welcome to Walker Dome. Population U. The Sultai control deck we played was okay. I think I liked it a little bit less than the other Sultai control decks we played in the past. As always, you can find all of my deck lists, both present and future, on my website, jeffhoagland.com. You can find all past deck lists on my YouTube channel as well. Oh no! My walker has fallen. That makes keeping this a lot less good. Alright, so because they played another one, I think I want to trophy their new Benalia. I guess I could trophy this. I'm like, Squire? No, I'm going to trophy the new Benalia, I think. I'll be plenty practiced. I played the deck enough. Magic's got a lot of variance in it. We'll probably do a stream or two with it the week before, but I'm not super worried about the Invitational. Either we'll run good and we'll do well, or we'll run bad and we won't do well. I think that's fine. I'm at 30, so I'm not going to take too big of a hit here. I don't think I want to trade my 4-3 this turn. I want to leave it back as, I want to have it back as a blocker after these things are smaller. I'm not going to jump block with this, so if I'm not blocking, I might as well attack here. I forgot this was going to be a 4-2. Woof. Woof. Oh, yikes. Yikes. That's, ooh, doggy, that was, ooh, eek. Ooh, got weenied. Is that card good? Is double Anthem instant speed good? Like, we were beating one of them, right? Like, I was fine with one. It was the second one that was the plus 16 at surprise. Yeah, sometimes you just get beat down. We were given a history lesson, chat. We were given quite the thorough history lesson. Perfect. None W Guy, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Welcome. Yeah, Mono Blue was just like a terrible draw. Yes, weird. You will remember Benalia. Gonna go ahead and kill this now. Remember, just because your card's an instant doesn't mean you have to play it on their turn. Playing things while they're tapped out to not get blown out by things like Dive Down or Spell Pierce is great. Listen, if your Twitch username is multiple words and doesn't involve camel casing, it's not my fault when I read it wrong. There's a small chance we could race here. My name looks like a password, so I have no leg to stand on. God bless. Looking for Vraskas and more trophies or Plaguecrafters here. Scurry. How curious are you, little Jin? Not particularly curious. God bless. I don't think the Rainbow Lich deck is very good. I think it was a kind of cute deck that beat up really well on the green-black mid-range decks, and the format's really diversified since week 1 when everybody thought green-black was the end-all be-all of the format. Tricky. This is good though. This Merfolk Trickster coming down here gives us a window to stick this Doom Whisperer, so they don't have a counterspell up here. So they get to eat my 1/2, but I'm kind of okay with that. Or they're trading, sure. Seems fine for me. Eat my 6/6. He's got wings and arms. They kind of blur together. Is Golgari still the safe first craft for a deck? You should just build whatever deck you think you'd enjoy playing. If you enjoy mid-range decks that generate card advantage, I think Golgari is an excellent choice. Call? Okay. Yeah, my opponent said oops. I don't think that had the. I think they maybe they thought this was a 5/5. Definitely some kind of misread there. Would love a trophy next turn. Thank you for asking. Maybe I should have played this first on like the Branchwalkers. That way I can't get Spell Pierce. Like I'm exposing myself to Spell Pierce here when I probably Wizard's Retort. Deal. Call, deal. Dive Down would be cracked in half if it gave a power. It would be so good. It would be so good. Yep. I think with this Plaguecrafter I'm okay here. So we want them to activate Siren Storm Tamer. Perfect, so now Plaguecrafter gets them. Perfect. Boop. Seems like a good exchange for us. Yep. Yeah, it's a little too far gone for the opponent at this point, basically. Alright, this is probably a Wild Growth Walker matchup, right? It's definitely a last trophy matchup. Craving, also good. I think I bring in Brontodon just because it kills Curious Obsession, and Curious Obsession is one of the best ways for them to run away with the game. How good / fun do you think is it Drake's deck? I think they are both very powerful and a lot of fun to play. They hit that middle of that scale very nicely. This is not a Journey to Eternity matchup. As much as we want this card to be reasonable here, it's just grinding value is not what we're looking to do here. Do I want Duress? I don't think so. Maybe it's better than these Dusk Legion Zealots. Yeah, it's probably better than the Dusk Legion Zealots. Yeah, it takes Curious, it takes their counter spells so we can like actually kill their things. I don't have that many removal spells, so... Yeah, it's also good to use the trophy first, Urza, because that way it encourages the opponent to use their mana up. Alright, it's gonna be the nut draw game. This could be the nut draw game, chat. They just got the old Curious Obsession plus dive down plus land. Uh-oh, they keep highlighting their dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. Whew. Just saying there's a chance. No, Nightveil Predator is pretty hard to cast. I would just find another pirate that you like. Let's play a that one can stay right there, I think. And then next turn I can go Duress plus Seekers Squire or Duress plus Trophy if they play something else that I need to kill. I'd probably play another evasive threat, thinking about pirates again. Maybe the one that gets a 1/1 counter if you have a raid trigger that turn or something like that. So do this first, that way we don't get blown out by a Spell Pierce. I guess with the Obsession, that makes the sequence worse. Yeah, the Obsession makes the sequence worse. Oh, I guess... Actually, this is fine. I just killed I trophy the Obsession instead of their creature because Siren Storm Tamer only counters things that target them or creatures they control, so they can't Storm Tamer the Assassin's Trophy. And, like, the rest of their hand is, like, kind of mediocre, right? The timing on when I trophy doesn't matter, because the trophy land comes into play untapped. Oh, it does matter because of this. That's why it matters. That's why the details are important. You're right. It is correct to trophy on their turn. They're trading. That's so good for me. So, again, if you're going to give feedback in chat, you need to be specific about it. There's a lot of different things going on. And you are correct there, but without the Y, it just doesn't register. I'm human like the rest of you. I miss lines as well. My son is not an auto tapper. I had to sit down and have a serious talk. That's good. You gotta get him straight. We should put all the people that manually tap into their own constructed queues, so that way they have to sit there and play miserable slow magic against each other instead of against the rest of us that understand how technology works. So the fear here is losing the race. With the Doom Whisperer getting diddled by the Merfolk Trickster, that could be a very real possibility here, since they're still at 20. It's technically correct to play this post-combat, but I'm just playing it now. They have a thing. Wizard's Retort. Yeah, we're not winning this race, right? Maybe? I don't know. With the Trickster, probably not. Sure, but there's a difference between toggling full control on and turning the auto tapper off. Like, and that's another reason to like not use the auto tapper, or not turn off the auto tapper, right? Like, even when you need to, it's very simple. Just like flip the switch and then like do what you need to do. I always love when people are like, well, you'll have mistakes with the auto tapper and you'll never have that mistake with not manually tapping. It's like the number of games I've played in Magic over the years, both on Magic Online and in paper, where like people mistap their lands when they didn't mean to because they weren't paying careful enough attention. It's like, it's very similar. It's like there's always mistakes to be made. Oh, Magic. Yeah, Mono Blue's the cheapest budget deck in the format. I love FUD. Fear, good old fashioned fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Let me post this thing that's just objectively incorrect. Because I'm scared. It's scary. The auto tapper punched me in the face once. I never trusted it again. It's a despicable piece of technology. Don't use it, chat. It's gonna steal your significant other. It's great, yes. And in the instances where it's not perfect, I've never said it's perfect, but the instances where it's not perfect, look at this, watch. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Never in my chat use rape as the punchline for a joke again. Enjoy your 10-minute break, you'll be banned if you come back and do it again. Look at that, look at that. My auto tapper is on, and I just tap my lands manually. If there's ever an instance where you need to tap your lands manually, you can still do it without turning the auto tapper off. It's perfectly fine, perfectly reasonable. I would like all of the Doomblades, please. These are my 4/3s. They're a 2-turn clock. Is Doomblade a card that kills stuff? Yeah, it's 1 in a black, destroy target non-black creature. When I say Doomblade, what I'm referring to is just kill generic thing. Generally. Their hand was not great. Back in my day, we called it Terra. Nah, Doomblade. Doomblade kills artifacts.
Oh, good hit. Don't let it go to your head.
Good hit. Looks like we're gonna wrap this one up. Yeah, the mono blue deck, and this is one of the reasons why I really like playing the Pirates archetype, is the mono blue deck in the games where it doesn't run away with the Curious Obsession just feels so weak in my experience, and the Pirates deck just has more tools to run away with games past just Curious Obsession. Ooh, Grappling Sundew. This is a standard staple in the Bant Defenders deck, by the way, in case you didn't know that. So you might have thought this was a useless uncommon, but this is a standard staple. Bad interaction with the auto tapper, it doesn't. Affect anyone not running unclaimed territory who doesn't like to tap for the creature type? Sure, but you can tap just the unclaimed territory and then let the auto tapper do the rest of your lands. Did Deadeye Tracker replace the Pirates deck? Nah. You know, the Phoenix isn't what you lose to out of the Phoenix deck. You lose to the X4 Drakes. Activating Deadeye Tracker takes just way too much time and resources. The Pirates deck is very good at using all of its mana every turn without a mana sink like Deadeye Tracker. Nostradamus. Kept both of them, huh? Got some goodies coming up there, opponent. I guess I'm gonna lead on Branchwalker, so that way I can have more power into play faster. It's not like I have a Wild Growth Walker in my main deck to wait on. Look at that, it was a 2-1 that drew a card for no life instead of a 1-1 that drew a card for a life. Just good, clean value. You can find my Pirates deck list and lots of other great deck lists and stuff on my website. So do I want to go Elf Dusk or do I want a Jadelight? I think I want a Jadelight. This gets syncopated as the feel bad. Hungry boy over there. Hungry hippo. Sure. With Vraska in my hand, I want to keep that. I want to keep that on top because that's like a freebie for Vraska to eat. Rude. But I liked my Vraska opponent. Hey, Merja, could you please be less enjoyable to watch? Wild cards are expensive and I want to play all these decks. Thanks for the Bitleys. Drawing a black source there was good. Gives us a second to play the second Dusk Legion here and gives us the land to play the Doom Whisperer next turn. Do you have a Ritual of Soot? Bye, friends. I guess I could play Elf plus Vraska here, but I kind of like to get a Doom Boy going. They're not really pressuring my health total, so like the Doom Whisperer has a lot of life to work with. We got into flip a Journey at this league. Yeah, we flipped Journey in the first match that we played. It was actually against another Grixis control deck. I don't know what you mean by a bunch of floaters rather than solid creatures. Do you mind telling me a bit about why you prefer blue-black pirates to Sultai Walkers? Because I like playing proactive decks. Because I enjoy taking lunch breaks. And because tempo is the best archetype known to man. I love playing tempo decks. They're so much fun. I don't even know what I'm looking for with this. Someone get Lippy in a DM there, Kent? I'm gonna keep both of these right where they are, I think. Sure. I think they mean blue-black pirates. My blue-black pirates list is on my website. Click standard decks at the top on the navigation.
I only pick targets that interest me. Lucky sacrifices.
Peace, Serum. Have a good one. I need to play some Overwatch. It's been a hot second. At some point. Probably not tonight, because tonight's been a long stream. Maybe over the holiday weekend, though. Yeah, whenever I hear someone talk about how tournaments need lunch breaks, I'm like, you need to register more basic buttons. Tournaments don't need lunch breaks. You need to play different decks.
one is expendable.
Nope, nothing fancy here. My mother-in-law and my parents are coming down Friday and Saturday, I think, but we're not doing anything together on actual Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be live from 9 to 5 tomorrow, I think, and do 8 hours as standard, and then probably take most of Friday off. I might do a late stream on Friday if people are sleeping and Christy doesn't want to hang out. Because of lack of leagues, you're not a fan of the archetype, both Bushi. So the nice thing about them surveilling a bunch here is it means they're not going to go get a basic land. So. We'll put this other Llanowar Elf into play. We'll attack them for 1. Zap. Am I only playing one more deck tonight? I'm not sure. It's only 5:15. I might do 2 more. These last couple have gone quick. I think Vraska's pretty bad in a lot of the Golgari lists that are getting played. This deck list specifically that we're playing Vraska in is trying to leverage her for the purpose of casting things like, oh, I'm fumbling on the name, like Journey into Eternity, but in a more traditional green-black list, I think Vraska leaves a lot to be desired. Pirates, no, I think I'm going to start with Pirates tomorrow. If we do one more deck tonight, I'll probably play whatever's at the top of the queue. Yeah, my family and I aren't doing anything fancy for Thanksgiving. We're just hanging out at home. Is it usually correct to sacrifice lands over elves to Vraska? Yeah, I think so when I have the amount of lands that I had in play. Probably going to need to mute my audio for a hot second momentarily. It sounds like my minions are home. The garage door is opening. Hitchkins, thank you for the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, Plaguecrafter plus Journey is a heck of a combo. Oh no. I'm actually gonna have to shave my face, aren't I? There's the Harry's counter's at 98. I'm gonna actually have to shave my face, aren't I? Bears and lions? Why are the animals fighting? I don't understand. Can't the animals play nice together? When was the last time I was clean shaven? We had a donation stretch goal on a stream in 2016, I think, to clean shave my face, so it's been like 2 years. It did go through. You notice when you win a game and win a card, it won't let you click through to see what you got? I have not noticed that. What do I think of Grixis currently? I think not having a way to take, gosh, this is the best. So they know how incredibly lucky we are, and they can just sit over there and stew and salt about what an incredible lucker their opponent is. I think Grixis is worse than Sultai because being a control deck that can't answer specific permanent types makes it for rough. What's my opinion on it? If you want to bluff a spell, you just have to do this. Shift control, toggles full control mode on, so when it's very important that you bluff a spell for some reason, most of the time it's not. Most of the time people overestimate how important bluffing is. But when you really need to bluff a spell, you don't need to turn you don't need to turn the auto tapper off. Just turn full control on for a hot second.
can.
You want to play the crash card game?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my coat off.
Oh, you need to take your coat off?
Right now. But I don't want to take my shoes off right now.
No, we're not going to take your shirt off, just your coat. Taking your shirt off is against the Twitch TOS.
I'm gonna take my shoes off now. Oh, I'll take my shoes off. I want to play this. Mommy, I play this with Daddy.
You can hang out for a minute, okay?
Yeah, who's gonna win?
Who's going to win?
I want to be the wire god. I want to be the dinosaur box.
You want to be the dinosaur box?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not playing the dinosaur box right now.
But which box to pick? Help! Help!
Everyone have been here.
But Daddy, why he's not gonna broke yet? Why he's not gonna broke yet?
I don't have anything scary in here. Kind of have scary things over there. You made that? That's pretty cool. It says Dr. Jake.
Yeah.
Can we chat riot for the dinosaur box now? Declan does love the dinosaur box. Screwdrivers are not for children, though.
It's just the monk.
Who's gonna win? Do you think we're gonna win?
No. We are not.
Can we smash the silver guy?
Baby, I need more cards.
Towards dealer's choice status. We need more cards. Should we attack?
Yeah.
You want to smash them?
No, I want you to use this card to smash him.
We're gonna smash in, okay?
Yeah. No, use this card though.
Okay, hold on. We gotta smash. Oh, were they not gonna let us smash? You think they're gonna let us smash?
No.
No. Why wouldn't they let us smash?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they're ticking down.
Uh-oh, they're not gonna win.
They're not gonna win? I don't think so either.
Baby, they're taken down.
Why are they ticking down?
Yeah, let's get them.
Let's get them?
Yeah, they take them though.
Thank you, Squire.
Let's take those guys.
Oh no, they blasted our guy.
Why not broke yet?
That's pretty good.
Why not broke yet, Daddy? Daddy, why?
They're turning off the auto tapper. Do you want to blast their thing?
That card's gonna be cool.
Well, actually, their thing just doesn't do anything now, right? Because they target something in our bin and then we pick it back up. That was a weird removal there.
Daddy, blast him! Blast him.
Oh, we're gonna grab our guy, okay?
Okay, grab him. You know,
Even my child doesn't like Snowflake.
Daddy, grab this guy. Grab that guy.
All right, so now we just do this in response and pick our Jadelight up.
Oh!
Oh crap! We have to play Guess the Jadelight.
Daddy, what are you doing?
Oh, this interface. It doesn't tell us which one they're picking. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a Jadelight by the toe. If it hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right, that one.
Why pick that card?
It's like cheating death all over again.
Daddy, pick those cards. Pick those cards, okay? Do that guy, dude.
Listen, look at that, chat. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Never fails. Never fails. All right, and now we just like never cast a spell again, right? It's basically how it works. It's like never a reason to cast a spell. Oh, I am so excited for when we move and my workspace isn't right where my family comes in through the garage. Because now it is very cold here. It's very cold, chat. It's very cold. Oh, this is great. This is gonna make me discard Plaguecrafter, and then I get to cave the Plaguecrafter back into play. Thanks. Are we done here yet? And I think I'm just bidding the Plaguecrafters. That way if they draw another creature, we can just keep hitting them. How goes the house hunting? Making offers on houses reminds me why I stopped trading Magic cards. Dealing with other human beings in the realm of finance is just super miserable. Jay Muscleman, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We made an offer on something, and then the person made a counter offer. We accepted their counter offer, and then they decided to dick us around. So we're still looking. Oh yeah, just put that Findbroker into my bin. Get that back out next turn. Correct, yeah, terrible house trade's not such a good idea. So, green, black, journey to eternity. I feel like this deck didn't age particularly well. So this deck was one that we worked on at the start of the format. And this was the list that we came to. This is our second time playing it on stream again. And I'm not sure that I would recommend playing this still. In fact, I might pull it off of my website. It felt like the journey's just tough to flip, and it felt like the being lower to the ground with green black and not being on the wild growth walkers felt like, yeah, I agree, Kent. I feel like what we had when the format was first getting fleshed out felt okay, but as the other decks have become a bit more optimal, this deck's kind of just remained how it is. I don't really have any suggestions to change it, really, I don't think. And I feel like this deck stayed the same while the other decks got a little bit more efficient, so